For further analysis, we are joined from Cairo by the researcher in international affairs, Mr. Hani Gamal. Mr. Gamal, welcome to Q News. How do you view the Egyptian Foreign Ministry's statement in response to Netanyahu's remarks about the Rafah crossing?
Thanks for having me today, and thanks for being with you. I think that regarding the statement of Egypt, Egypt is trying to send a direct message that they will never accept Netanyahu's decision, because Netanyahu tries to set Egypt as the gateway for displacement. And actually, as we we try to set this directly at the beginning, that we are declining every single decision, and we are declining every single statement from Netanyahu. We will never accept any displacement or the evacuation for Palestinian people. We are condemning what the occupation forces are doing against the Palestinian people, because they are trying just to commit military operations against Palestinian people, to evacuate them and to let them across Rafah crossing. This will not be accepted, and Egypt will not be that easy to accept. The statement of the foreign minister of Egypt will he is trying to say that we will not be part of the displacement process, and we are trying to discuss the negotiation and how to reach a ceasefire. This is the only thing that we cannot accept, and we are declining every single thing related to the military operations from the occupation forces, or any trial to displace the Palestinians from their lands. They think that they can disappear or make Palestine disappear, but we will never make this happen. They know very well that Egypt has its own soldiers, and if there is any kind of war, we will be part of this war, and we will never accept the displacement for the Palestinian people from their own lands, because this is their lands at the beginning. They have to accept this, and they have to accept that there is a trial to reach a ceasefire and to start the negotiations. Actually, regarding the suggestion of the foreign minister and that we might reach a ceasefire for 60 days, they did not have any reaction for this option. Until now, we are trying to reach a ceasefire. Now they are giving statements to displace the Palestinian people, and they think that we will accept this. We will never accept this. This is impossible for Egypt to accept.
Yes, well, let's take it step by step. Now, we are witnessing and watching the footage of the Mushtahi building being demolished. How do you see Israel's announcement to destroy all high-rise buildings in the Gaza Strip?
Approach is illogical, because Israeli occupation forces are trying just to use the military operations against the Gaza Strip to evacuate people. They are trying to follow up their agenda, which is occupying Gaza Strip fully and occupying the West Bank. But till now, we understand that they are trying to decline the humanitarian aid and make it impossible for the people even to deliver the humanitarian aid, and now they are just trying to practice pressure. This is a kind of a pressure or direct pressure to have a statement to destroy the high rise building. This is not logical at all. What's the justification behind this? They do not have any logic behind this, but they are just trying to practice pressure over the Palestinian people to evacuate them and to displace them from their own lands, so that they can fully occupy Gaza Strip and the West Bank. For that reason, we cannot accept such decisions at the end, and I guess Netanyahu at the end should accept the end of this war as soon as possible, because there is a pressure from the international community, there is pressure from the Arab countries, and we still need the pressure of US administration, and that's what we are admitting through the media. And till now, we are having states, European states, that are trying to admit Palestine as a state. Till now, we are waiting to set an end for this war. But what Netanyahu is trying to do here is just pressure over the Palestinian people. Until now, people are dying out of famine, out of starvation. They cannot find water. They cannot find anything to live. Until now, they are trying to survive there. Netanyahu should accept that there would be an end for this, but till doing this or till reaching a ceasefire, we will never reach it without the support of U.S. administration, because there's a kind of financial support, military support from U.S. to Netanyahu directly. Actually, the ones who are the victims are the Palestinian people. Until now, we cannot do any action for them. So now, till now, we are having statements from Netanyahu, and we cannot accept these decisions. But till now, we cannot take any action on reality, especially after canceling U.S. administration the visas of the Palestinian authorities. Actually, this is a high pressure from Trump and Netanyahu over the Palestinian people and even the Palestinian authorities to express their voice and to tell the people all around the world what are the sufferings that they are facing in Gaza Strip. They are trying to change the Middle East as a whole, and as Netanyahu said in his statement about the Greater Israeli project, that he wants to build a Greater Israeli project which will include parts of Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan, and other states. Till now, throughout these statements, we cannot accept these statements.
Well, the Israeli defense minister has announced that now the gates of hell have opened. What do you think will happen following Israel's announcement of launching a wide military operation in the Gaza Strip?
That the announcement that Israeli occupation forces will have wide range military operations, this affirmed that the Israeli occupation forces will continue the war till the end. There will never be any end for this war. And what I expect for this is that the U.S. administration will decide to stand against the Israeli, because there are so many losses throughout this war. We have to admit, even if the power is for the Israeli occupation forces, but still they are suffering from the losses, and there would be an end for this war. But they are trying again to practice pressure over the people living in Gaza Strip and in the West Bank, and Netanyahu is trying to make the best use of this pressure to evacuate the people, because he is having another agenda. He is using the justification of releasing the hostages, but this is not true. He is not trying to release the hostages. He is trying just to follow up his agenda and to build up his dream, which is the Greater Israel. Till now, after the statement of the wide range military operations, we cannot reach an end for this war. Until now, they are using weapons against the Palestinian people. But till now, all the states and all the Arab world is condemning the Israeli military operations, and we cannot see any action on reality. As I told you before, that the only one who can stop this war is the U.S. administration. And actually, after canceling the visas of the Palestinian authorities, we cannot reach an end for this war. And we are waiting for the Security Council, UN Security Council, to decide what will happen for the Palestinian authorities. Till now, we can figure out that there would be a kind of escalation in Gaza Strip and in the West Bank, and without any trial to start up the negotiations between the parties, like the suggestion mentioned before, to have a ceasefire for 60 days, there would be an escalation, and we cannot end, in this case, the war, or to try to reach a ceasefire. But now, let's think about what is happening in Gaza Strip. That people and civilians are dying out of famine and out of starvation. Until now, we cannot see any kind of hope or light for the future. reconstruction in Gaza is impossible now. Now are having no homes, they are having no services, they are having no life. Even the basic needs they cannot get in Gaza Strip and in the West Bank. So how come we cannot put an end for this war or to reach a ceasefire and without having even life in Gaza Strip or the West Bank? There would be an initiative from France and Britain to admit Palestine as a state, and then Netanyahu is trying to practice pressure again on Palestinians. Now we need to think about the international community and to think about the Arab states and the European states to stand against Israel and to stop the relations with Israel. I guess if they practice economic pressure on Israel and to stop the trade or any kind of actions with Israeli, this will be the start and the core for ending this war. Why we are waiting for an end for this Israeli, and Netanyahu is not giving us any light or any signal that will show us that this war will end so soon. After the summit in Shanghai, this is a kind of confirmation that we are having another alliance. We might have other alliances: China, Russia, India, Pakistan, other countries. We need to tend to other alliances away from US. We need to have support and actual support and to have the actual pressure on Israeli to stop the military operations against the Palestinian people in Gaza Strip and in the West Bank. We need to consider all these options and we need to consider all the solutions to have our own agenda that will deal with Israel. I guess if there is an actual trial from China and Russia and all the other alliances as France and Britain, we can stop Israel from the military operations against the Palestinian people. This will be the actual effect that will conclude to the end of this war. We can put an end just through discussing all these options, and I guess Egypt is standing alone here. If Egypt, with other Arab countries and with the new alliance after the Shanghai summit, we can end this war without even tending to the US administration support.
Yes.
This is a kind of a mutual interest between all alliances.
From Cairo, that was Mr. Hani Al-Gamal, the researcher in international affairs. Mr. Gamal, thank you very much for joining us here on Q News.